KA6USY, Delta Mike 06.
WA6AJ6S, turn your amp on, Mike. Hello. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's really putting out the juice for some reason. Hello. WA6AJ6S.
Nice and loud up here, Bill. KA6S, K6USY, Delta Mike 06.
Yeah, KA6USY, A6S. Well, it should be. Anyway, hello, man, I got 15 amps. Anybody ask how much power I got? I'm running 15 amps here. Aaron, I'm running 15 amps. K6USY, A6S, I'll get on your frequency.
I was just looking to see how low you were. Yeah, you're a little low on frequency.
Yeah, you didn't talk long enough for me to get low or high, but anyway, I come around a little bit farther towards the west. K6USY, A6S, over.
Yep, you're sounding good there, Bill. Yeah, that's a little bit better. I'm just working on multiple things at once. We're working on adding, well, we won't have it tonight, but we're working on adding the ability to see what direction Mike is pointing with his rotor on the stream. So that'll be kind of interesting.
Well, you're going to have to see what direction your rotor's pointed there, Aaron.
Yeah, I need to go write down what the heading is, because of course, my antenna doesn't move.
Yeah, that's a joke with me. One of the salesmen we used to have work with us, actually, it was one of the partners' brother-in-laws. He sold a person that stacked non-directional FM antennas with a rotor. Now that's what you call a salesman.
Yep, and then the other thing I might be adding here pretty soon is 220. I'm actually working on tuning up a couple 220 antennas. I still need to find a transverter, but one thing at a time.
Yeah, I don't want any 220. I got more than I want right now. Anyway, I don't know what happened to my partner, Michael. I guess he hadn't come to life yet, I guess. Yeah, hello. Well, I don't know, for some reason it seemed like it's putting out more juice. I don't know, I can go well over 20 amps if I whistle. Anyway, whatever it's doing it. K6USY, A6S.
Yeah, it definitely is. You might be, from looking at the spectrum scope, you might be a little bit narrow. I wonder if you got your transmit bandwidth set to medium instead of wide.
You lost me there. Let me get my earphones on. I got a lot of noise right now for some reason. Go ahead again there, Aaron. What did you say about a spectrum analyzer?
No, I'm looking at my spectrum scope, and you might be a little narrow than what that radio can do. I wonder if you got your transmit bandwidth at medium or something. I don't think you're on wide.
I thought it was, but let me find out.
Yeah, hit the function button below the screen, and then make sure your TBW is set to wide.
Well, it was, but it shifted itself down to narrow for some reason. I don't know about these solid-state radios. When you were talking to Mike here the other day, I checked mine and it was wide. Now it's back to narrow. Unless that was a different band. I don't know. Anyway, it's on wideband. That's why I thought it was. Go ahead. Hello, 1, 2. Oh, I see what that does. Hello, hello, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello, hello. That's why I was putting out more power. I was on narrow band. Now I don't have as much output.
Yep, that would do it.
Let me go down to medium here. See what that does. Hello, 1. Yeah, that's better on the power. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, we'll just deal with not having as much frequency response, but it definitely puts more power out. Let's see here. If I go, okay, so there we go. That's mid, and then I can also go to narrow, and of course I can just click this button while I'm transmitting, and it just shifts between the three settings. So yep, I can just tailor my audio while I'm transmitting.
I never have looked at it on my spectrum analyzer. As long as the watt meter moves or the amp meter on the thing, I don't even have a watt meter on this thing, other than the display on the thing that goes to 600 watts on the display. Shows no reflected and up in the red where it's supposed to be when I'm talking. But anyway, I've got two spectrum analyzers. One goes to 1500 megs, and the other one goes to 23 gigahertz. So I don't use it very often, but it's pretty neat to turn it on. Aaron, go ahead.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sure that makes it handy. I was shocked with my my little nano VNA that it could actually go all the way up to this band, and I was able to use it for SWR stuff. So it's kind of cool what you can do with the right equipment.
Oh yeah. And thanks to this buddy of mine, I've got a frequency counter that goes up kind of crazy. It goes up to 18 gigahertz.
Yeah, that's a bit much.
Yeah, no kidding. It's an HP thing. I think it's got about 12 digits on it.
Yeah, and then you got the guys that are using their own reference clocks, and that's I just think to the GPS system, but there's people out there that have their own HP reference clocks.
Yeah, that would be pretty neat. I don't have a reference feeding into the counter, but if it did, it would really be accurate. Anyway, where is everybody?
Well, we're still probably a couple minutes early.
Everybody's here.
4 minutes according to my sundial.
Oh, there's another station, K6USY.
W86AJ, 86S, you're off frequency.
Oh, you are.
Am I?
Yeah, you're definitely off frequency.
Turn your RIT off. Maybe I got mine on. No, I don't have it on. You might have your RIT on from when we were talking to Ralph the other night.
I had it on. So I sound better?
Well, you sound like Mike now.
Yep, you sound better.
All right.
So did you order the Leo Bodner?
No, I want to email them, and I haven't got around to it about using that antenna that you thought might work. So I wasn't sure if that was for sure or I should check.
Oh, that's probably a good idea. They might also, recommend if you need any adapters or anything, because that antenna should work, but who knows what connector it's got on the end.
Yeah, exactly. And I definitely need a weatherproof one, and I think Bill does too. So, plus I think the thing had 10-meter length of coax, which would work too. So, yeah, I'll ask him. I just haven't got around to it yet.
Yeah, when you're ready to order the thing, Mike, let me know. I'll give you the money.
You flip everything on, and then boom, you're on frequency.
Roger, and I won't have to be told that I'm off frequency.
You're off frequency.
That's one reason to do it.
That's for sure.
No, I accidentally, talking to Aaron here, figured out why I was pulling more current. If you go to narrow band on the audio, your output power goes way up, Mike.
You've been doubling with us. I haven't. What'd you say?
If you go to narrow band on the audio there, on the whatever you call it, it goes wide, narrow, medium. I put mine on medium. If you go to narrow, man, I swing up to about 20 amps.
I'm on medium right now.
Oh, that's where I've got this one now. Hello.
That's the DX setting.
The punch setting.
Yeah, my problem is on my HF radio, I can only, I got to go into the closet to set that, and then half the time I forget about it.
Oh yeah, I forget it. That, and also like compressor and all that crap. Anyway, so when I sent him the email, the other thing I wanted to ask him is because the one that you were talking about comes with the one that they provide, but it sounds like there would be some sort of price adjustment, and they would, exchange it. Over.
Yeah, that's another good idea. Although I think the antenna that it comes with is not that expensive, but hey, I mean, if they could not include it and then give you the better one and take off a couple bucks, that'd be worth it. I also noticed looking on their website that they do instead of like a la carting it, they do specifically now have a 9700 package that you can just buy all together, but of course that doesn't include the better antenna.
Right, which is that's the question I got to ask them as far as besides whether it works, but just if they'll do the exchange and whatever the math comes out, which is fine. I just wanted to make sure that they can do that. I'm not going to be doing anything with the spare GPS antenna, that's for sure.
Do it before the currency isn't any good anymore, Mike.
Doubled again. What, Aaron?
You don't want to work satellites on 12 gig?
Not at this time.
I got a 10-foot dish in my backyard. Do you want it, Aaron?
I don't know, maybe my cat can play in it.
The neighbors would like that. Maybe have it out front or something.
Maybe how to move it.
Let's see if Rob's on frequency. KM6SRR, K6USY. Wow, no Rob yet.
Yeah, he's probably down there eating. He don't want to go upstairs.
Hey, Bill, is that dish you have steel or aluminum or both or what?
It's all aluminum. piece of steel, and that's one heavy-duty mother, that 10-foot thing. You could set a Volkswagen on it and rotate it back and forth, it wouldn't care.
Well, what I was thinking is, if that thing's all aluminum, minus the base, you take that to a recycle place, they'll give you some good money for it.
I was wondering about that, but you have a way to get it there. We used to have a mount on our trailer, back when we were installing them. It just mounted right down on the post. It was bolted to the trailer, but man, that sucker is pretty heavy.
Well, you'd have to cut it up into quarters or eighths or whatever and do it that way.
Yeah, you either turn it straight up in the air and make a patio out of it, patio cover or something. Actually, I was thinking about mounting some solar panels on it.
I like my idea better.
They probably wouldn't get you enough to make it worth your while.
You'd be surprised if it's that heavy and it's all aluminum. You'd be surprised.
Yeah, it's about a 3/16 of an inch thick. I remember it's perforated, so it's not solid.
Well, they just go by the weight.
No, I know. It's probably about 300 pounds. Good on the signal. You're not even close as strong as you usually are, Aaron.
There we go. I'll narrow up my audio.
Now I got high noise. I mean, I got a lot of, from the preamp, but usually you're way up around 7 or 8. Now you're down around 5 or 4 on the meter.
Quiet for me. 1296 is usually pretty quiet around here.
If I turn my preamp off, I probably wouldn't hear you. Say something, Aaron. I turned my main preamp off and see if I can hear you.
Alrighty, saying something. K6USY DMO6.
Yeah, I can tell you're talking. I cover your call, but man, it's down in the mud. K6USY AA6S going back to the LNA there. Anyway, it does help.
As I said, I'll just get a second antenna and point it in your direction.
That's a lot of work. Take the reflector off the one you got. Maybe I'll be on the backside and can hear you.
Yeah, I think the backside would be out towards Kalinga.
Let me turn towards the Tascadero and see if Ron is on there, and I'll find my rotor here. I'm going to turn the antenna, Mike.
Roger, roger.
It's coming around here. W6QUI. W6QUI, W6QUI, 270 degrees, W6QUI, W6QUI, AA6S, coming up around 240. And right about there, W6QUI, AA6S, over. Ron, turn your radio on, W6QUI, W6QUI, AA6S.
Good evening, Bill. K6MYC. Who else is in here with you?
KC5DTU 712.
Hi, Kerry.
Hey, Aaron. I thought I heard you in there talking to Bill. How's things going?
Scudero at the moment, and we're waiting for Mikey to come on frequency.
Roger, Mike. I just heard him in there. I don't know if you missed him.
Where's the south, Mike?
Well, maybe this will help.
Yes, it will.
Yeah, okay. Didn't have the amp on here.
K6USY 1079 and Bozo 1100.
Okay, Judy's got it. Thank you.
WA6AJ 727.
Good evening, Mike. 727. Gotcha. WA6AAJ. K6MYC. Good evening, Mr. 727.
Good evening, Mike and Judy.
Thank you.
KM6SRR, number 432.
I could hear you.
KM6SRR, AA6S. I'm south now. Check me in, Rob, if they don't hear me.
We hear you, Bill. I got you checked in. You were first in. KM6SRR 432. Good evening, Rob.
Good evening, Mike. Just got home here. Just trying to get everything going.
Okay.
K6MI 711.
There's John, K6MI 711. And how you doing, Mike? WA6AJ, KM6SR.
Good evening, John. 711. We got you. Go ahead, Mike.
Good evening, Rob and John and Carrie. Doing well?
Hello, Mike. I don't know if the other Mike is not hearing me, but I've tried 3 times, so I'm in here.
No, we're hearing you fine, Kerry. I just, I didn't give it a second thought that you might have assumed that I didn't hear you.
Okay. I was beginning to go up on the roof and check the antenna there, and hello, Judy.
Judy says hi.
Terry, hello, Terry.
There you go. What's that?
How are your eyes?
Doing well. Today was the last day for my eye drops on one, and I got 2 more weeks to go on the other.
Very good. Okay, well, I don't know. Let's see. Bill, have you got any response? He said he would be in here. W6QUI. He said he would be here. I'm pointed down toward you, but I could go over that way if he comes in. Go ahead, Bill. Mike, you better tell him what's going on.
Okay. AA6S, WA6AJ, do you copy?
Maybe he went down early to get Ralph.
Well, let me head down that way. All right, I'll be back.
All right, I'm going to head over towards Santa Cruz. I don't think Bill's going to be in. Ron's going to be in here tonight. You might give him a call on the way on your rotation there, Mike.
Okay, I'll be a little bit.
W6QUI pointed right at you. Please respond. I may not hear you, but others will. K6MYC. Go ahead, Ron.
W6QUI, W6QUI, WA6AJ. Over. W6QUI, W6QUI, WA6AJ, over. Nothing from Ron. I'll go down to 090.
Roger, Mike. See you in a little bit. K6MYC going towards Santa Cruz. Okay, let's see if Tom is over there this evening. Santa Cruz, KW6 Sugar 610, KW6 Sugar K6MYC.
6MYC, KW6F 610. Yeah, I'm here. Not hearing you quite as robustly as I usually do, but I showed up at the party.
Well, give me a little more chatter. I'm trying to find where the peak is tonight.
Oh, well, it's, I think I can do just fine without you moving anything. But, yeah, it seems noisy in here tonight. Yeah, not much going on here. Kind of a low-key day. Just putting stuff away in the garage from all the buckets that I had tools for antenna work last week, and just to get back to a regular project here.
Okay. Over copying, yeah. I've been swinging back and forth. I went, good, thanks for staying on a long time. I went back and forth 4 times, and I found 4 different peaks. It's not the band or the directional peak. It's a peak in the band. You're just going up and down every 4 or 5 seconds, so it's really screwing me up here to find your real peak. So I just went to where I should be, and that was good as any of them, so we'll take it. Anyway, plan on getting back to normal there after all your antenna work on the tower up at 150 feet or whatever, over. Did I lose you?
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah, I did have a question. I'm probably going to have antenna project coming up with when we were fixing my stuff, he discovered at least one of my coax going up to the VHF stuff is really starting to deteriorate, and it's times to ultraflex, and for whatever reason that isn't holding up too good. What's the good coax to use for the rotor loop and on up?
Well, I just use LMR 400. You keep the rotor loop at something in the neighborhood of a 12-inch to 16-inch diameter. That's all. And LMR 400 should not deteriorate. You should never get any jackets cracking or anything. That's polyethylene. The jacket on an LMR 400 is polyethylene, and it's UV stabilized, so it should last for years and years without cracking or peeling or disintegrating in any way, shape, or form, over.
Yeah, well, I've got the LMR 400 above the rotor, but it's Ultraflex, and that's it's hard to work with, and seemed like to me at the time that was a good thing for a rotor loop, but I guess it's deteriorating, and one of them is maybe getting close to showing gray.
Well, Ultraflex, I don't think is polyethylene jacket because it's they try to stay flexible, and so they had to go back to the older jackets, which was used on RG8 and RG213. And it's a little bit less, it's more flexible, but it also doesn't stand up as well. So I've never heard of any rotor loop, though, having a jacket problem. In all honesty, usually what happens is the connector breaks, or the shield breaks where it's going into a connector when it's not properly isolated by a tie-off, over.
Yeah, well, this one, he just said the jacket is starting to look pretty rough, so he taped it, run a couple of layers where it was especially bad, and we're kind of hoping for the best, but I may be having to, since those runs go clear up to the antenna, and maybe possibly looking at needing to take the antennas down and new coax, and maybe I'll put a connector up on both sides of the rotor so I can swap it out.
Well, Well, that's what I do. I run hardline to the top of the tower, half inch or 7/8 or inch and a quarter. In the case of the 1296 antenna here, I'm running inch and a quarter hardline to the top of the tower. Then I go into a piece of, it's about 6 or 7 feet of LMR 400, and then up to the two-port power divider, which feeds the 8 Yagis over.
Yeah, that's similar to what I have here, but I have LMR 600, which you have the inch and a quarter, and then I have Ultraflex from the rotor up to the power divider, and then it's LMR 400, the regular stuff for the phasing harness.
Yeah, well, the only thing I can think of is maybe in some position that you're in quite regularly, the rotor loop is drooping down and dragging on a sharp edge or an edge on the tower top or something, and it's abrading it that way. But I doubt very much it's deteriorating from weather. Over.
His description was weather, but he didn't have a phone up there with him to take. And hopefully he won't be going up soon. But I'm just wanting to figure out what I'll need to do when that. Because at that point, I think all the antennas have to come off the tower and get recabled and put back up again.
Well, you do have better weather over there than we have over here for wintertime work, so I don't envy you, though. That's a big chore. I just can't imagine that it's weather. You just don't have anywhere near the intense sun that we have here. And I've got rotor cable in the air or rotator lines and cable in the air that's been out here for 20, 25 years, and I've never had any issues. So I'm struggling with his analysis, but that's mine. All right, well, good luck with it, Tom. Signals are really crappy tonight. You dropped down to a point where your readability 4 and Q and S1, which is just unheard of for your location. So either you're not turned right or you're not running power, or we've got terrible attenuation on the path. In either case, we'll let you go, and I'll slide into the Bay Area and see if I can hear anybody up that way. Over.
Very good. Yeah, this radio doesn't run quite as much power as the 9700 on 1296, so it doesn't drive the amp quite as well. But the receipt is usually a little better, just slight edge. So one of these days I'll get so I can swap between the two a little easier. Lamar night on 2 meters. K6MYT, KW6S.
Okay, very good, Tom. 7-3 for now. We'll see you on 2 meters tomorrow evening. KW6 Sugar, K6MYC going on up into the Bay Area.
WA6AXX 773, no traffic.
Okay, we got you, Ed. Good signal from you, but of course we're line of sight, so it better be good. You were a little thin the other day on 222, but I don't think you're running very much power there. Anyway, good evening to you. Good signal. No trouble. Might stay on frequency. You might have to help me with some of the others that are not up in the clear there for you. I had weak signals from Tom, which are just really unusual, as you heard me say. WA6AXX, and then we'll take a standby for others, K6MYC. It was cold here today, never made 70, over.
Yeah, let's see. It was a nice day today, a little cloudy and cool. I really don't know what the temperature was, but it sure beats being in the 90s or 100s, so I'm not complaining. Otherwise, nothing else going on here, and I'll listen off a little bit. K6MYC, WA6AXX.
Okay. Well, I enjoyed it outside as long as I was standing in the sun, but the air was cold. So I would rather have 90 than 60 or 65. That's me. It's probably why I live over here, Ed. All right, let's see, who else do we have in the Bay Area? Bozo Net 1296, K6MYC.
AA6S, Mike.
Okay, go ahead, Bill, Alpha 6 Sugar. Go ahead. You have Ralph in there?
Yeah, he's had a really good signal. I couldn't hear Tom. Just a distant star in the east because he's pointed at you, but I don't think it would have been a lot better. I could have probably copied him if he was pointed at me, but man, it's really sick tonight. But Ralph had a good signal. Anyway, took him in, had a good signal, and Mike and I both worked him, so that's the deal. K6MYC, AA673 is Mikey.
Okay, I can have Tom look for you if you want, but he was very weak for me also, over.
Nah, it's so weak I couldn't even tell he was talking, so when he's that weak, I don't even know if he turned his antenna to make that much difference.
Yeah, probably wouldn't. No, he was weak for some reason. I'm not sure everything's working as it should up there, but whatever he's using for a radio, he says it does not drive the amp as hard. So whatever it is, it doesn't put out 10 watts, and it takes 10 watts, as you know, to drive the PQL amps up to anywhere close to 600. So I don't know what he was using for a driver. I thought he had a 9700 over there, but he must have something else as well. Anyway, thanks for the connection with Ralph there. Hopefully he's doing okay. Did he say anything about his rotator on 2 and 222, over?
Nah, he's never mentioned it. One thing I noticed by an accident, when you run the bandwidth down to narrow, I swing up over 20 amps, up to 20 amps. If I go to wideband, it's under 10 amps when I'm talking. And so I don't know what that does to the drive, but I don't know. I can't see that the bandwidth would make that much difference on the drive. Mike, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't either. That doesn't make a lot of sense, unless it's something to do with the meter timing or something, over.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know. But I even noticed on a whistle, I go up over 20 amps. Well over 20 amps if it's on narrow band, and Mike noticed the same thing, and so did Aaron. So I guess whatever it is, it is. I have to find somebody smarter than I am to know. The guy that designed this beast, I guess. See you later. K6MYC, back to you, Mikey, AA6S.
Yeah, are you talking about the 9700? I'm sure that's what you have, right?
Yep, 9700.
Okay, I didn't know you could go to narrow band audio on transmit.
Now you go into the menu, you can go, I'm on medium now. You can go to narrow, medium, or wide.
I'll be darned. I thought it was only on receive you could do that. Well, that's interesting. Maybe I'll have Frank try that the next time he's over here and see what we get.
Yeah, Roger. It's going to that menu that's there, and Aaron was talking about it. He said, I'm narrow band. I said, well, last time I looked, it was broadband, I thought, but it was. I was on narrow. That's why I was putting out way more power than I remember seeing on the meter. That's how I noticed it. Anyway, I'm on medium now. I'm kicking up 15 amps when I'm talking with the ballistics of the meter, so its peak power has got to be twice that. See you later. K6MYC, AA6S.
Okay, very good, Mike. Well, we'll figure it out one of these days. I guess you could do a quick, if you could do it quickly, I could tell whether we're hearing anything different here on this end. But maybe you can run that test with Mike. And we'll carry on with the net here. 7-3 again, and thanks for you picking up, Ralph. We'll see you tomorrow on 2 meters, of course. AA6S in the group, K6MYC back still into the Bay Area, looking for check-ins from the Bay Area, 1296, over.
Kilowatt 6, Whiskey India Sugar.
Well, I'm hearing you, Paul, K6WIS. You might shout out your Bozo number for Judy, over.
Hey, thanks, Mike. Good evening. Number 637, good evening to you too, Judy. And things are nice and cool here. Only a peak of 61 degrees. So back to you, Mike. K6NYC in the group, K6WIS. How copy, over?
I copied everything except the temperature. What did you say your temperature was?
61. Magnificent 61 degrees Fahrenheit, over.
Yeah, I think we're right around that same area. It's pretty nippy out there. Not nippy, but certainly down from what we're used to. First time I've seen it below 70 for a long time. Anyway, good evening to you. Do you have any other check-ins? Over.
No, negative check-ins. The minimum temperature just before sunrise this morning was about 38 degrees Fahrenheit. Over.
Yeah, we were in the 40s, but in the mid to high 40s, I think. But it was pretty chilly. All right, Mike, Paul, good to hear you. Thanks checking in here. And we'll see you tomorrow, of course, on 2 meters. I heard another voice in there underneath you. I'm not sure I can pull them out. Who was the other caller for checking in? Go ahead. Oh, boy, I didn't hear it. Go ahead, the 1296 check-in in the Bay Area or wherever you were. Go ahead. Ed, are you hearing anybody? Voice. Give me another little bit of chatter. We'll see if we can pull you out. QRZ, kilowatt 6, Mike Yankee Charlie, beaming the Bay Area, Bozo Net. Over. Roger, Jim. WB6JNN 285, very light, about Q4. Readability 4 at the moment, Jim. The band is in terrible condition, probably because of the cold weather. Maybe it's really screwed up the inversion or something here. But we heard you in there. Thanks very much. Good evening. WB6JNN, getting your house rewatered and repiped, K6MYC.
You're only 3 or 4 here as well. I'm not sure what that's all about. But anyway, WFC is in here as well somewhat, so maybe if he speaks on me, you might be able to hear him. I'm not sure. K6MYC, WB6JNN.
Yeah, well, I think maybe I didn't say it right. You are readability 4 and strength 1. 4 by 1, 4 by 1, 4 by 1. Over.
USL 4 by 1, you are 5 by 5. 5 by 4, 5 by 5.
USL 5 and 5. Thanks, Jim. Yeah, it's just you're not doing any fading. It's steady. It's just weak, and everybody over in your area is very weak for me, except for Ed, who's on top of the hill there. Thanks, Jim. Thanks for checking in. We'll see you tomorrow on 2 meters. WB6JNN, San Jose, K6MYC. Bozo Net check-ins, please. Bay Area.
AB6, BUSC, Kilo Bravo 6, Whiskey, Foxtrot, Charlie 775.
QSL, you're 775, Mike. A pretty good copy. You're stronger than Jim by quite a bit here this evening. Quite a good signal from 775. KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie, K6MYC. Go ahead.
Roger. Well, maybe it's the airplane flying in and getting some airplane scatter. But, yeah, I heard Jim there. He's pretty loud here, too. But that's clear skies again and about 53 degrees.
Clear skies and 53. Yeah, well, I think we're clear skies here in about 60 at the moment, 60, 61. It's chilly. We're trying to get acclimated to this weather. You actually have to put on clothes. Can't run around naked anymore. Hi. Thanks, Mike. Good to hear you. And maybe we'll catch PQL in here. He should be hearing you, and he's ready to. Hopefully, he's going to check in with us. KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie 775 73. See you tomorrow on 2 meters. K6MYC standing by for other check-ins. Over.
KN6 SRR.
Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, my temperature is showing 52 degrees out there now. That's all. KM6SR.
You're reading 5252?
QSL.
Well, you're out there on the point where you're getting the full blast of the wind, the cold air and the Arctic wind from the off the Arctic shelf. No wonder it's cold. I don't think it's that cold here, but maybe I'm numb from the neck both ways. Over.
Yeah, I'm down in a bowl, remember, so I shouldn't get too much of that. It's kind of what's here. Over.
Yeah, I'll be darned. Well, it's certainly getting toward telling us that we better hunker down. It's going to be winter. I did light the fire in the fireplace tonight, and boy, that sure felt good. Over.
That's good. I haven't done that yet. I got to go get some wood before it rains Saturday. Over.
Oh boy, you better come over here. Do you need dry wood, or do you have some?
Oh, I got lots of trees down. Just got to go out and find them and cut it. Over.
Oh my gosh! Well, if you need some in a hurry, you can come get some here. I'm overloaded, literally. I am literally overloaded. So if you want to bring your pickup and get a quick truckload of really beautiful dry stuff, do it. And I won't be here tomorrow, but you're welcome to come over and load anything you can get out of my woodshed. Over.
Okay, I'll think about it there. I'll come over when you're around. So, I don't work anymore, so I'm available anytime. Over.
Okay, well, we'll be here. We'll be back Thursday. Well, I have a dental appointment at 10:30, and then we're going to do a little shopping, and then we'll be home. So it'll be a fairly short day in town, but we do have to go in. All right. Anyway, we've got lots of wood. I've got some nice stuff that's 4-footers. You can cut those into lengths if you want. I'd like to get those out of here anyway. So if you want to cut up and just cut 2 cuts per piece, that would give you three nice pieces. And you can have all that you want. You can back right up to it. Over.
Okay, that sounds better. I hate to take stuff you've already put a lot of work into. Over.
Well, so far this stuff's all dry, and if it doesn't rain in the morning, or if we don't get much rain, it'll still be very, very good for you. And you could take some of the real dry stuff that's totally dry. I haven't had any rain yet, but Frank said he had a little bit yesterday, just a few drops, just to mess up the dust on the car. Over.
Yeah, I heard him talk about Jen's car looking like a zebra or whatever, all the spots. Over.
Yeah, car with measles. All right, very good. Let's see if there's anybody else in the Bay Area. We're missing Jim, WB6JNN. We're missing K6KLY. We're missing a couple of others that have 1296 over there, KB6BA. Where are you guys tonight? K6MYC Bozo Net, 1296, a Bay Area.
KB6BA, 900.
I embarrassed you. Gotcha. 900, KB6BA. Oliver, good evening to you. Good signal. And if you hiked, you probably walked faster today, didn't you?
Well, a little bit cool today, but sunny. I got my hiking quota done for the week. And now back to my project. It's sort of chilly now, about 59, but not too bad of it.
Yeah, Rob just broke in here over in Coursegold. He's west of me about 10, 15 miles. And he said it was 52 at his house, so it's cooler over here even than you have. You're being warmed by that wonderful water in the Bay Area there. Okay. Well, good to have you check in. Thanks much for being there, Oliver. Good signal. You're quite strong here. Not strong, but quite easily readable. So that's a change. Everybody's been kind of under normal signal strength here this evening from the Bay Area. And you're not your normal strength, but you're certainly readable. Thanks much, and I'll shoot it back to you for your any final thoughts and so on. KB6BA, K6MYC. What town are you legitimately in? Over.
I'm in Sunnyvale. I'm sorry. Was that your question?
Yeah, that was the question. I just wanted to know where to locate you mentally. So I'll just say KB6BA and Sunnyvale. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. So that's about it. And good to hear everyone. KB6BA.
Yeah, how close to Wolf Road are you?
A couple of freeway exits.
Okay, so not too far. Very good.
at the bay.
Okay, are you closer to the freeway? What is it? Goes up through that? What the hell's the number at? That's not 17. What is it? At 280, I guess it goes up the backside of to Stanford.
Yeah, 280 is a bit south of me. 101 is 237 intersect, and I'm sort of near that intersection. But 880 is in the East Bay, so that's about 10 minutes on the freeway for me.
Yeah, okay, very good. Very good. I know where you are now. It's a pretty good location, too, and that's why you're so good over here. You're so far from the hills in all directions, for this direction at least. That's why you're so consistent over here. Poor guys like Jim, WB6JNN, lives over on the east side, east of 101, and he's backed up against the foothills here. And it makes him intermittently good or bad, depending on what the knife edge is doing. All right, thanks, Oliver. Thanks for checking in. Good evening to you. KB6BA, Cupertino. Sunnyvale. What? Sunnyvale, yeah. Well, it's almost on the border. Cupertino is right there as well.
Hi,
Oliver. Hi, Oliver. Judy said hi, Oliver. You may have heard that. Good evening to you, K6MYC.
Yeah, good to hear you too, Judy. Take care, KB6BA.
7-3. QRZ Bay Area, Bozo Net. Anybody else? We're missing a few regulars here. Go ahead.
W6PQL.
There's a regular. Good to hear you, Jim. W6 Papa Queen London, K6MYC. Bill, Frank is on the air tonight, but he's on the air from a listening standpoint only. I'm listening for him on 6 meters, but I haven't heard him. He was supposed to talk to me on 6 meters, 50.140. I did listen on 125 for a while. I didn't hear him. Called on 140 also. What he's doing is he got a preamp up there, and he's trying to see how good he can hear with a 0.3 dB noise figure right at the antenna. Should make quite a difference because he's he's got quite a bit of feed line loss there. W6PQL, hopefully you're copying K6MYC.
Okay, Mike, I didn't get much of that. I'm listening on the live stream also. That's the only way I'm receiving you. I think your antenna is either off of me a little bit or just got horrible conditions, and it's probably not going to get any better. I forgot to tell you that yesterday on 222, Steve was in there. Number 52 was there. He was there tonight also, so Steve was and accounted for both last night on 222 and tonight on 1296. So over.
Okay, good. We'll put him in there. Thanks, Jim. I moved a little bit. You're perfectly Q5 here. I've got perfect Q5 copy on you, so I'm not sure why you're struggling with me unless you have local noise or something, but I do have a preamp right at the antenna, and that may be making the difference. Okay, on Steve, we got him for tonight, and we'll put him in there for tomorrow, or yesterday, I should say, on 222. Thanks, Jim. W6PQL, K6MYC.
Mike, 73s, I won't stress you out anymore with the conditions the way they are. But yeah, he was here on both nights. 73, K6MYC, W6PQL.
Roger, 73. Okay, anybody else before we go to N6RO in Oakley, K6MYC? Let's try Oakley. See if we got a signal into Oakley this evening. N6RO, Radio Oakley, K6MYC. How about it, Ken?
6MYC, N6RO. How copy?
Perfect copy. 835. Go ahead.
Okay. By the way, I'm hearing Jim either off the side of the antenna or he's bouncing off of mountain or something like that. Anyway, N6RO, Bozo 835, 70. I had to run the heat this morning, and dinner tonight is my once-a-week red meat filet mignon, N6RO.
Yeah. Very good. Judy says we're on our way. We'll be there in just a few minutes to join you in your red meat, and she's bringing the red wine over.
Oh, good. What variety?
What variety? I don't know. Well, there's three kinds of wine in my world: red wine, pink wine, and white wine. And if you run out of pink wine, you mix the red and the white together. Over.
Yeah, I used to do that. I don't now. The wine I have with this is Ancient Vines Zinfandel.
W6BBS.
Heavy-duty red. Not as heavy-duty as Cabernet, but it's about all I can handle. See you on another van tomorrow, N6RO.
Well, you're going to have a little rain tomorrow. Is that what you said? Did you say you're going to get a little rain tomorrow?
There's a hint of it on the Wonderground channel. It may not make it all the way out here, but the Bay Area will have it.
Oh, okay. Well, we've got some threat of rain also, like we had on Monday. We had 30% chance of rain, and it was sunny and clear all day, except for clouds over the Sierras. So we had blue sky. Hi. Frank is in here. Apparently he's having trouble on 1296. Go ahead, Frank, K6MYC.
Okay, I'm sorry. I came in and wasn't hearing anything, and so I thought I'd ask. You finish up, and I'll talk to you after.
Okay, I called you on both frequencies, 50.125 and 50.140, and I didn't get any response.
Okay, well, I can give you a report right now, but it's going to take a couple minutes. That's why I said I'd do it when you was done with everybody.
No, that's okay. I've got the radio, and for some reason it went into FM, and I don't know how to get it out of FM real quickly without spending a lot of time on it. I think it's in FM, at least the noise, the background noise sounds like I'm in FM, and I can't find the squelch.
Okay, well, after the net, I can log in, and I can fix that. But I can't do it while the net's running because Aaron has control.
No, you can't log into it. This is the FT10.
Yeah, okay. All right, here's what happened is I ran, by the time I got home, I was thinking about it, and, I could go up the hill with a battery and blah, blah, blah. But, to really test, I want to be able to turn it off and on and yada, yada. So I got home, got looking around here, and I took... I had a couple of 100-foot extension cords that had bad ends, and I'd cut them off. I had used it for solar wire for a while. So basically, I ran between a 150-foot piece of coax and a couple of extension cords, I ran power up the hill. And I got the preamp installed in line and got all that done. And I didn't finish up until like 8 o'clock or something. And I knew I was late, but that's okay. And I get down and I'm so excited to try this out. And I get in here and I turn the radio on and I've got nothing. It's absolutely dead. And so I get a meter and I go up the hill and I test voltage and I come back through and I check all my coax fittings. Everything looks right. So I go back up. And so ultimately I ended up taking the unit back out. I tried it with power and without power, and neither way did I get any signal at all. It's now out of line, and I'm back, and I'm working normal again. So I'm not quite sure what's up with that.
It's a dead preamp.
Roger. Now, the one thought I had, because I was thinking about it, has this ever been used, or was this brand new? I was trying to remember where I got it in my hands the first time, and I'm not sure if it was brand new at the time, but remember, I had it in that box, that same box that we took it out of down there. That and all the other preamps, everything was wired up in there during my testing and whatnot. And you remember it tested all good on the bench. We got down there, and at least 220 was blown, and maybe 432. I can't remember. And I'm wondering, did I bump a 28-volt wire on a 12-volt line or something and blow all the preamps at one time or something? Something that almost had to be something like that happened for this to go on like this. Over.
I you didn't blow the 432 preamp. It was in there. 220 was in the beginning, and so I don't think you could have done it that way. Who knows? It's the best way to look at it is just treat it as an amplifier. Put the sweeper through it. We can run the sweeper through it on Thursday, bring it down. We'll try one of the 1296 amps that works. We'll just sweep them with minus 20 and see if we get 0 dBm out. You'll see it on the screen of the scope, so it's not difficult to test them from that standpoint. And but they also, you can sometimes tell whether they're blown because they draw different current. But I'm not even sure if that's the best way. The best way to do it is just put a signal to them and see if you can hear an increase, number one, if you have that capability. You can do it in the shack. If you don't hear any noise burst, then it's not working, period. So if you've got the thing in the shack with you, just stick it in line once and put 12 volts on it. And if it doesn't let anything through, it's dead for sure, over.
Yeah, roger that, Mike. I just now came back down the hill, parked the tractor. I've got dirt and brush all over me, and walked in here to find out. And and as I walked in, I'm like, oh man, I am still dead, still nothing, because I just plugged my coax, and I'm like, what have I done? What have I done? And so I walked over to the radio, and I realized I'd bumped the knob. I was off frequency, so I keyed down. No visual or nothing, so it should be good. I came on the net frequency and made a little bit of noise, but I waited for a minute, didn't hear anything, and I thought, oh, they already shut it down. And so I made noise a couple times thinking if somebody was still there, they would make an announcement, and ultimately you were listening to somebody, that's why you weren't responding. So I haven't had time. In fact, the preamp is still up on top of the hill, hooked to the wires and all that kind of stuff. So it's just sitting on the launcher there. I will get to doing all that stuff, but in the meantime, I do have, I'm pretty sure in this box wherever it's at that I brought home, that we had found another old preamp up there in the closet or in that cupboard, and I think I threw that in the box. I think I've got that with me, so I can do another test as well. Over.
Yeah. Okay. So you got a little time, a little free time, not free time, but you got a little time when you won't be down here tomorrow, so you can do quick checks looking for a signal. There is no beacon that you can hear on 1296 anymore, so I don't know what to do with an outside signal. But if you just hear the outside noise come up, you know it's working.
Oh, yeah. I've had, I could do crazy things. I could actually point the antenna at the sun and, things like that. Yeah, no, I know how to, I'll know if I got a preamp or not, and if the system's working or not. But I was really disappointed because the only thing that I didn't really do was put in a switch, but I literally came in here, and the last section of it was that 150-foot piece of coax, and the other end was bad anyway, so I just whacked it out and spliced it onto an extension cord. And then I get in here, I got the end of the coax, and I said, well, you know what? My power's right there on the wall. And so, because I got my bus bars up there where I can hook 12 volts to, and then another set elsewhere that's 48. So I go up there and put clip leads on, and I lead on the coax, thinking I was being all cute. But first I was thinking, this is strange because I'm not hearing nothing. Maybe this preamp has to have relays around it. Maybe it doesn't pass through when it's shut off. So I put power to it, and nothing happened. Anyways, we'll carry on, sir.
Yeah, I think when there's no voltage on a preamp like that, you won't hear anything, but I can't remember.
Well, that was my first initial thing, and then when I put voltage on it, I didn't hear anything. And then hence the trying to track down who did what where. And part of the problem is I'm so tired, and that's all the way at the top of my property. So, and to bring the wire down, it's literally, I got to go up and down that hill with my wire, and the easiest way is just bring it in sections and splice it as I go. So I drive my tractor to the top and haul everything up there, and then get putting things together as I come down the hill. Now I got to climb back up the hill to get my tractor again. And then, of course, after planning, and I had everything in my hand, I go, oh, I'm going to need a barrel connector to put this preamp in there. Don't forget that. I get up there and I don't have the barrel connector, and so now I got to come back down again. But anyways.
Oh, fun. All right. Well, let's move on here, but you'll figure it all out tomorrow. Take a good rest, get some good sleep, and have at it tomorrow. I'm sure you'll sort it out. And again, I can't vouch for the performance of any of the preamps because it's been so long since I turned them on or needed them.
It works out. And in the meantime, I'm very uncomfortable right now because I'm not used to doing this particular thing at all. I kind of look like you right now. I have a mic in my hand, and I'm pushing the button with my finger. And I have not done that for years other than like a mobile radio in the truck or something. But I've got a boom with both mics for both radios on it and a dual foot switch, and I step on the switch I want to key the radio. And I've done it that way for years, and I'm sitting there holding the mic going, I don't like this. I want my foot switch back. I got to get my station finished.
There you go. Yeah, I can't. I'm not comfortable with a foot switch. So there you go. All right, we'll move on here. Let's see. Ken's in the background getting his steak, and I'm going to move on up to the Bay Area. I mean the Sacramento area, but I don't know. We've only got one waiting for us up there. That would be...
Okay, well, while you broke there for a second, I am going to just say goodnight, and I'm going to sign now. Jen made me dinner. I haven't even touched it. It's sitting there. I'm going to start eating my dinner and start getting a little bit done before I go to bed. K6MYC in the net. Good night from W6BBS.
Okay, 7-3. Good evening. We'll see. We'll talk to you tomorrow sometime, I'm sure. W6BBS, K6MYC up there toward Meadow Vista. And I'll bet you we have very poor propagation tonight, but let's see what we got. KR6MR, KR6MR, K6MYC. Any copy at all, John? Okay, I don't hear John. Let me move the antenna just a bit more. We are running very late here this evening for some reason. KR6MR, KR6MR, K6MYC, John. KE6ILX, KE6 India Lima X-ray, KE6ILX, K6MYC. Where? Tough night on 1296 here. Oh, there you are. KE6ILX. Not real strong, but I got you. 96. Go ahead, Jeff. Over. You took a little fade on me and I lost you. I hear you now, but you took a little fade on me and I lost you there. I was moving the antenna and you must have stopped talking. Very, very poor conditions tonight, Jeff, but thanks for coming in. We haven't heard you for a couple of weeks. I'm quite surprised when I heard you come back through the noise there. Have you heard anything from John? Have you heard John on tonight, KR6MR? Have you heard John, Jeff, over?
Right now. John, go ahead.
Conditions are very poor, Jeff. I heard you respond. I guess John came back to you, so tell John tell John that we have him logged in. We've got John logged in, but I'm not hearing a trace. I am not hearing a trace of him, so conditions are really, really poor. KE6ILX 96. Thank you, Jeff. K6MYC, over. I got it. I got that. I heard you that time. Go ahead. It's really spotty. Every now and then you come out of the noise and then you just almost disappear on me. Okay, I think that's John. I think I hear you a little bit, John. I think I hear a little bit, John. KR6MR 759. K6MYC. Very poor copy tonight. Very poor copy. Very bad conditions, John. 73 to you, and KE6ILX 73s to you, Jeff, and thanks for the help. Good to hear you. Glad to know you're okay and checking in here. KE6ILX and KR6MR, K6MYC. 73, guys. Okay, bye-bye. I think we're done, Rob. There's nobody on tonight in Nevada. And it's too late for Larry. He wouldn't have waited around this long. KR6MR, I mean, not KR6MR, KM6SRR, K6MYC.
Yeah, Mike, I went in to get a code on, over.
Okay. Went to get a code. You're upstairs.
Yeah, I know, but it's cold up here. I didn't have the heat on it all today. 66 degrees, over.
Oh, okay. Well, you better start the fire. I'll let you go. I think we're done for the evening. What do you have for a count, Judy? 21? Really? Amazing. I didn't think we had that many. But I guess we got quite a few guys around the area here. Judy's got 21. What do you have?
21.
Well, amazing. Still hearing a voice underneath there. Who is the other voice? Go ahead. I think that's John in there. Every now and then I hear a little bit of voice from you, John, but it's not consistent. I only hear bits and pieces, over. It seems to be getting a little better. It's detectable now. Detectable, but not readable. Not readable, over. Okay, we're out of here, guys. 73s to everybody. 73s, we're going to go in where it's warm and get out of here. Good night, Rob, and we'll see you tomorrow. KM6SRR. Good night to you, Aaron. And thanks for the help for the discussion today with the Starlink. We're very excited about how well it's working on the upline anyway. And at some point in time, I'd like to see if it'll hold the stream together. But we can do that from when we're in the house, maybe on Thursday night. K6USY with KM6SRR, K6MYC signing but listening.
Yeah, Mike, I actually tested it this afternoon, and the Starlink was dropping like 30% of the frames. So we'll have to try it again. But at least when I was dinking around with it this afternoon, it was definitely not stable enough for the stream.
Well, I'll be darned. Yeah, I did turn the radio on early.
Well, I was messing around with it when Frank called me earlier. I just you had the radio and the shack on, and so I just put that on air for a couple minutes, and with just dead air, and it was not, as I said, it was dropping about 30%, and then the second I switched it back to your unwired broadband, it went right to 0% dropped. So it's a fast connection for sure, but it might not be reliable enough for streaming.
Yeah, well, we'll have to ask them about that. Maybe I'll make a call in a day or so and see if they can offer any suggestions there. Tell them we're trying to do streaming, and it's useless. Over.
Oh, yeah. It'd definitely make a good secondary connection. I don't know if you want to pay for 2 connections or not, but it's plenty fast enough. It just wasn't getting all the video frames up to YouTube.
I'll be darned. Okay, well, we'll poke around on it when I call them. I'm probably going to have to call them one more time when Judy's daughter gets online. Probably talk to him at that point. All right, thanks, Aaron, and 7-3 for now. Back to you, Rob. K6MYC will be clear.
Aaron, stand by.
K6.
Go ahead, Rob.
Okay, Mike, K6NYC, KM6SR, 73, and you too, Judy. Go ahead, Frank and Aaron.
Oh, hold on. Thanks for the 220 antennas, Mike. I'm actually tuning them right now.
Very good. Yeah, no problem. It's our pleasure. Over.
Yep, no, I just got to hunt down a transverter, but it's on the list. So at least this is one part out of the way. So thank you. K6USY.
Yeah, there you go. Good deal.
Well, I figured you complained so much on Mondays with the lack of 220 check-ins, and there's no one else here in Fresno that's checking in regularly except for Ken. So I figured, wow, and he's in Clovis, so he doesn't count for Fresno. So someone's got to represent when John's not around.
Yeah, well, John does it when he's here, of course. He tries. Anyway, very good. Thank you for that. Bye.
Friday. Good night, Mike. K6USY. What's up, Frank?
You want to spend a minute talking about getting the barn controller on the system?
Yeah, we just got to figure out how we want to get that serial connection back to the shack. But give me a second here.